Yeah, I switched on the recording. Yes, depending upon the type of the database, not depending upon the database type. Usually, we have two ways to connect to the database. Okay, one is by using connection string of the database. This is the best practice method. The other way is by using the DSN of the database. Okay, what is this DSN? How can we connect with this? Is by using ODBC drivers, we will create a DSN and then via that we will create that. Okay, when you are, why we are preferring only connection string? Why not ODBC? Means if you are using ODBC, there is certain rule that you have to follow the same name against all the machines wherever you are running these test cases, or else what will happen is it will not take up that particular DSN name. It will throw you an error if the DSN name changes. Okay, so you should follow the same name and all. But some people feel it is hard to maintain the same name, whereas some companies take it in the using DSN only. So for the companies who feel that the DSN technique is hard, they will use the connection string. Okay, now let us see what is this DSN, how can we connect with it. For opening your DSN and all, you have to first go to your start menu and then search for this administrative tools. See Windows administrative tools, click on it. And there you can see ODBC data sources 32-bit as well as 64-bit. My current operating system is of 64-bit. So that is the reason I am opening the 64-bit ODBC data sources. Okay, and in this ODBC data sources, this is how they look like: user DSN, system DSN, file DSN, drivers, blah 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 will be there. Okay, user DSN is nothing but this is the DSN which is created by user and is applicable to only that user. Whereas system DSN will be available at the system level instead of the user level, and file DSN is something which is created based on the files. Okay, yeah, in our cases, okay, most of the times we use system DSN. Okay, and for that system DSN, just go to here and click on this add button. Okay, here I already created one. I'm just removing it. Yeah. So before creating DSN, let me open my SQL Management Studio. And here for database testing, I already created one database, that is database testing, and it has one table in it also. Okay, and let me show you. See, this is the table and it has this data in it. Okay, so what I do now is right click on the database and go to properties. Okay, this will help us while creating the DSN. Now come here, say just add. And what is the server that you are using? We are using SQL Server, right? So this is the version 2014. So click on it and say finish. That's all. And now here it will ask you for the DSN details. What is the name that you want to address this DSN as? Okay, let me say I want to address this as DB test. And then if you want to enter some description, you can enter it here. It is optional. And which SQL server do you want to connect? Now for the SQL server thing, right? Go to your database properties, view connection, and then see this is the SQL server it has. Okay, now let me copy this SQL server and come back to this, paste that SQL server here and say next. Do you want to use Windows authentication or SQL authentication? I want to use Windows. I'll just let it be and say next. And this one, are the ANSI quoted? No need to worry, just let them be, say next. And the last is, do you want to change these driver statistics, logs, files and all? Just to say finish. And now the test screen comes up. Just say test data source. See, if it returns you test completed successfully, that means you have configured this successfully. Okay, and just to say okay, that's all. See now, DB test has been created. And when you right click and say configure, see, all these details are present. And usually, I forgot to mention this earlier, like in when you are clicking on this, right, you will have the change the default database to. Please change your database to database testing. Okay, and just to say next, finish test data source. Okay, okay, that's all. Only three things that we did. One is we gave the server name and we changed the default database to our database, and also we selected whatever the particular authentication is, either Windows authentication or SQL authentication. Any questions, any doubts still here?
Ramya, we don't have the database testing the all the.
I'll give you this.
Okay.
What I will do is I will send you this query, and you know how to create database, right? Just create a database, open query and run that. It will create a table for you. Okay, and once done, just say okay. That's all. We are done now. Now, all that we need to do is we need to connect to this database and we need to test it. Okay, so now let's do one way. Go back here, log into your Tosca Commander, and now from the okay, let's check out this test cases section. Right click, create one new folder, database. Okay, and now, okay, now I created our DSN. And the next important thing here is we know that there are two ways. One is through connection string, another one is to DSN. Right. So after this, one second, I'll just make a note of you. Okay. Yeah. So now after this, what you have to do is the next thing is when we are talking about database testing, right? There are two ways here. Some people will connect to single database, okay, work on it and close it. And now if they want to connect to another one, again they will open it, work on it and close it. But in some scenarios, it won't be in this way. They will connect to 3 to 4 databases or more also, and then work on them. Like sometimes they may execute something in first one, sometimes they may execute another table, another query in the third database, and that is how they work. And finally, once everything is done with all 4 or 5 databases, they will close all of them. Do you agree? Yes, right? This is like connecting to single one and working on it, and the other one is connecting to multiple databases and working on them. Am I correct? Hello? Yeah. So for the first one, let's see. The first one is the happy one. Okay. There is only one standard module from Tosca for the first one. For that, I will show you. Let's go to the standard modules, T-Box X Engines, and see there is a folder called database. If you see this, there are total 5 standard modules available. One is open connection, current connection, close connection, run SQL, and expert module. Open connection is nothing but to set up the connection. Current connection is to point to the database where this SQL has to run. Run SQL is to run our SQL statement. Close connection is to close the database connection. The final one is all together, that is expert module. In order to work on a single database, usually in our real-time scenarios and all also, right? Most of the times we will be working on single database. Like we will open it, we will work on it, and then we will close it immediately. It's not like we will switch among different databases. So in that case, we can use the DB expert module. Okay. Now I just created one test case and I'm naming it as single database, and I'm moving the work state to in work, and it has this DB expert module. Now let's start querying our database. Here, if you see, I expanded this open connection. It is asking me for a connection name. This connection name can be anything. I'll just say single connection. And now, do you want to connect either via DSN or connection string? If it is connection string, just specify the connection string and the driver details. Or if it is a DSN, specify if there is any user ID or password that needs to be passed. Okay. So now, what is our DSN name that we have mentioned earlier? DB test, right? Let me confirm it again. I'll just open this ODBC data sources. Yeah, DB test. So cancel this, close this, and here just give the same name, DB test. I'm using Windows authentication, right? So I need not pass any credentials. So let them be like that. Now it is asking for my SQL statement. Let me try one thing. Select star from type of vehicle. So copy that, paste it here. Okay. And this is the result table. You can use this as your normal table only. For suppose I want to verify hash to second row and say like I want to check the data for the fuel. Oh no, no, not fuel. License plate number. So license plate number. So this is nothing but license plate number. This is the column name, right? So you can give it here. And all I need to see is buffer that into the license plate buffer. Okay. And finally close the connection. Now let me run this and see. Right click and run it. So when I say hash 2, it should get the first row ht1ldx. Let us see. Let's directly go to tools buffer viewer and here search for license. See ht1ldx something is there. The same has come. Let's see the scratch book also. See, this is how we query. Not only this, it is the normal table only. Now, instead of taking this one, I will just take fetch me the row count of this table into total rows. So just run it. How many rows do we have here? 20 rows. So I think we may get 21 rows. Let us see. See, total rows has been set to value 21. Any questions, any doubts about DB Expert module? Okay. The next one is how do we connect to multiple ones? Right. So first let me mark this one as completed. And now let's create one more test case. Say it like multiple databases. I don't have multiple databases here, but I will show you. I'll try to show you. Okay. For multiple databases, usually nothing. This first step would be your open connection. So drag this open connection and drop it here. So it will help you to identify different connections. So let's say connection 1. Okay, and what is the DSN of this connection 1? DB test. Okay, so that is the one. Done. Similarly, if you want to open another connection, drag this again and drop it here. And this time, this is some connection 2 and the DSN for this is DB test, the same one. Okay, or else just say we won't have the same one. So just say some dummy one. Okay, so this is how you connect to multiple ones. The next, once you created connections with multiples, the next step is to set the current connection. Which connection do you want to set the current one as? Do you want to set it as current connection 1 or connections 2? So here we say just connection 1. Okay, now we have set the current connection also. The next step is nothing but to run the SQL statement. So what is the SQL statement that you want to run? And the last step is to close the connection. So drag it and drop it. Okay. So now here I am using single database only, but in real time this is how they work with. Okay. I will run the similar query here also. So copy this query, run SQL statement. So the same way, what is the SQL statement and the result table for suppose buffer and robot. And finally close the connection. So what is the connection that you want to close? Connection 1. Okay. So this is how you play around. Now let's say right click and run. See the log information here. First, it has established connection using the DSN. And second step, it has set the current connection to connection 1. Third step, it has run the SQL statement. Fourth step, it has closed the connection 1. So this is how we usually do for multiple ones. Any questions? Any doubts? Yes.
Ramya?
Actually, without DB syntax also we can get the data from by using explicit name, some #3 $2 like that. By then why do we need that syntax?
Huh? Sorry.
Hello.
Yeah. Actually, I can
Hello?
hear multiple voices here.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello.
Krishnaveni.
Yes, Ramya.
చెప్పండి కృష్ణవేణి.
Without database syntax, we can get the data from by using explicit name, #3 $2 something. Then why do we need this syntax?
Krishnaveni, either it could be database or anything. It is same as a table only. In table, why do you need #2, #3?
That is for row and column.
The same. Here also, if you look at the test cases in this one here, see, in the SQL, it is nothing but the table only, right? Row, column. Even in the expert module, it is the row, column, the same.
Okay. Okay, Ramya.
Yeah. Any other questions? Hello? Okay. I think everybody is clear with this, right? And one more thing that I want to add on top of this is when you are using database testing modules from Tosca, the only 2 action modes that you can perform, only 2 to 3 action modes that you can perform is, one is you can buffer the data, that is nothing but you can retrieve the data. The other one is you can verify the data. You cannot add or update any data. Please remember that. We are a QA. We always have only rights to read the database. So as per that, they gave us only verification and buffer. You can use constraint as a table. Okay, there is nothing wrong. You can use the constraint. But still after using constraint also, the second action mode would be either verify or buffer, but not input. You can use select also, depends on table normally. Okay. Only thing is you cannot input something inside the table. Okay. Now here we'll stop the recording. We are going to appear for the database testing certification. Okay. So I'm just stopping the recording with this class.